Welcome back, Halo followers. So, today I want to talk about some alarmingly worrisome news. Microsoft slashes 10,000 jobs, including at Xbox and 343, right? A lot of people at 343 are going to be affected by this. A lot of roles have been, quote, changed. And there's just a lot of commotion going on in the Halo community right now. And I just want to read these tweets here, see what other content creators are saying. But pretty big news here. Joseph Staton is no longer going to be at 343. He's backing down into like another higher up job, I guess, backing up to a more overview job somewhere else at Microsoft. So, why is Microsoft slashing 10,000 jobs? Well, basically, following the news with Sky News, tech giant Microsoft has a slew of layoffs. Some within its game studios blaming slowing e-commerce sales and potential economic recession. We know for a while since C19 that we are heading towards a recession of sorts, and also this could spell, the crash of many things, including the housing market, crash of a lot of sales, a lot of profits, the stock market, things like that. It is quite possible that we have some kind of big blip event where things just crash and get really bad for like 6 months, something like that. And that could just end up happening this year. There's a lot more, kind of worrisome news that could lead into other things happening. But as far as Halo goes, Bloomberg report that at least 878 positions in Microsoft's Washington location has been cut. Microsoft CEO Satya says the company began notifying affected employees today and will begin finishing laying off all the employees, 10,000 by Q3. So, yeah, this is pretty big news. And I don't think that there's a whole lot of concrete information about what's happening exactly at 343. Did they know about this for a while? Did they not? Well, the CEO added that because customers optimize their digital spend to do more with less, some workforce reduction has been necessary to align the company costs with revenue with customer demands. So basically, Microsoft isn't making as much money. I think their stock has gone down. So yeah. But what does this mean for Halo Infinite? And should we really be that alarmed? Especially in this kind of depression that we're in with Halo Infinite and the Halo series overall. Obviously, the game has been led by some very bad leadership. We had Bonnie Ross, quote, step down back in September. We had her position being flipped with a bunch of other people. And so this is alarming. This is worrisome. And so, what do we do with all this information, right? Well, it helps to understand exactly what this means for Halo. Again, we don't have quite any concrete information about that, but let's see what Halo Hub says. This is an important message from former Halo Infinite senior multiplayer designer, right? This is really unfortunate. So this guy said the layoffs at 343 shouldn't have happened, and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. The reason for both of these things is incompetent leadership up top during the Halo Infinite, causing massive stress on those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. This right here is freaking shocking. It's shocking in the sense of PR. Not really shocking to anyone that's been paying attention to the situation a little bit more in depth, because the layoffs at 343, that this should not be something that's happened, and the game should be in a much better state. But we have this person that I believe was a former multiplayer Halo designer, right? Yeah. So he no longer works there, but he's come out of the gates. I don't know if this like really, I can kind of imagine it hurts his career a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. But usually these are things that people don't just say. They say them at like some big, massive event happening, and this is pretty big, right? This is a senior multiplayer designer. The people I worked with every day who were passionate about Halo and wanted to make something great for fans, they helped push for a better Halo and got laid off for it. Devs still there are working hard on that dream. Look at Forge. Be kind to them during this awful time. So, yeah, he's pissed off about it. I can kind of tell. And, he says this. He replies to a tweet here. Nick says, don't forget the heavy reliance on contractors and vendors that messed up the system, like third-party companies doing all the map and Forge and armor and stuff like that. And he says, I would still have loved to stay on the team if I could have and worked my way up. Still one of my favorite jobs I've been at. So I'm guessing that this person was a designer for Halo at some point. Yeah, previously worked on Halo Infinite, now is at Halo Hub. He had a dream to invest himself in his time, in his work, and his effort into the company, but the company did not want to do that for him. So Patrick replies, "Oh man, the contract stuff is a whole other can of worms that pisses me off. So many amazing people and talent that just disappeared." And so yeah, we have Patrick here just kind of giving us the truth of the matter. That's why I don't think Fire 343 should be something that we aim for, because there is a lot of people that want to work on Halo, and a lot of people at 343 are fans, but obviously the problem is the leadership, right? Someone is calling bad decisions. Talk about Joseph Staton and how he's leaving. Joseph Staton is leaving the studio and returning to Xbox Publishing. So I like that he's still kind of inside the ring of Xbox. He's not just quitting and retiring, or going to another studio, starting a new career. He's still within the Xbox ecosystem, if you could say that. And I'm sure Microsoft wants to keep him around, and they're just cutting the fat. But Joseph Staten is still reportedly also departing the Halo Infinite studio at this very important time. And that's why I think that, obviously, if you believe some of the things that 343 said about Halo getting better and being better in the past year, I think some of that was maybe bullcrap. Some of that maybe wasn't true. And I could tell you, this is why I feel like we as a community have been getting gaslit when we hear positivity come out from the studio in a way that just doesn't feel true. That's gaslighting. When they say, no, 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 you're wrong. It's going to be fine. I mean, there's that's the thing about public relations. It's like, it's a fine line between lying to people and trying to give them hope. But we've been kind of fed some lies. So, Bloomsburg reporter Jason broke the news, actually. He said and noted that 343 was hit hard by Microsoft's layoffs. Remember, this is someone that I trust personally. This person has come out and told us some really detailed rumors that ended up being true. He told us that 343 was having trouble. And y'all, many people, actually not just y'all, but like, some people, probably not y'all, but reported and got mad at me when I reported on this kind of stuff from Jason a couple years ago, when I said that Halo Infinite might not be super great at launch because it's struggling right now, right? I mean, you'd have to. There's a lot of evidence suggesting that, and so when the game came out, it was kind of what I anticipated a little bit. I didn't anticipate all the bad decisions that would follow. Them trying to course correct was just bad, but Jason says Microsoft is laying off 10,000 people today, including in its gaming divisions such as Xbox and Bethesda. This mass layoff arrives exactly 1 year after Microsoft announced plans to purchase Activision Blizzard for $69 billion, right? Why are you trying to buy more companies when you can't even handle or afford to keep the ones that you are managing right now, right? Jason says the scale is not clear yet, but Bloomsburg has so far confirmed job cuts at Bethesda Game Studios, Starfield, and 343 Halo. A Microsoft spokesperson declined to comment on how many employees of the gaming division were laid off, right? So I don't know. It could be devastating. 343 has already stopped hiring employees, I think, for quite some time. They had a hiring freeze this whole past year, and it's sad to see all the people losing their jobs over this. It's heartbreaking, and so Microsoft won't share specific numbers, but several employees have told me that 343 was hit hard. This comes in the wake of a long-running hiring freeze and a lot of contractor departures. A lot of leadership has left. Bonnie Ross has left. Maybe she knew that she was already going to get cut with this huge thing. It's likely she probably did. Microsoft didn't just wake up today and decide that they were going to hire or fire, a good percentage of their entire corporation, right? And all the branches that they own, right? So Bonnie Ross probably knew about this whole thing. Many people probably knew about this thing up top. And so to see that she was going to leave during the winter update originally, but, things got too bad, so they decided to maybe have her step down beforehand is likely. And, the whole thing with Bonnie made me feel a little bit like gaslit, because I feel like, that was the week that Fire 343 went viral. We had Moist Critical. We had a lot of big YouTubers talking, some ordinary gamers, many people talking about how bad Halo's gotten. So, and then this is also new. Well, I guess he throws this in. One of the CEOs made a lot of money this time and last year. And then Jason says Joe Staton, who joined 343 in 2020 to steer Halo Infinite toward the finish line, is leaving the studio to rejoin Xbox Publishing. Bloomsburg has learned. Maybe this is in wake to, um, you know, kind of get everything in order at 343. Maybe he just needs to step out because the studio is just going to be completely remade. I'm not quite sure, but for those that were hoping that Fire 343 happen, then you got a little something here. So yes, this is very frustrating, very sad. There's still quite a lot to dig into this. They say we've made the difficult decision to restructure elements of our team. This is pure hits, so this is coming directly from 343. Let's go ahead and look for it real quick. So right here in an email to the staff, 343 Studio Pure Hits, which is the person that took over Halo Infinite after the success of Halo MCC. It turns out that he was actually in charge of the game for the entirety of Halo Infinite's release. Sean W. found out, but he said that the companies had to make the difficult decision to restructure elements of our team, which means some roles are being eliminated. That's a nice way of saying that they got fucking fired. And I hope that it's not the people on the bottom. I hope that it's especially not employees at the bottom, people that have put in years and years into Halo and know what the heck they're doing. I don't know who caused all this. I really doubt, like most times, it's not just one person that makes bad decisions. I don't think it's just Bonnie Ross. I don't think it was just, you know, X, Y, or Z person. Don't want to start naming people, honestly, but Joe Staton is also stepping away, the creative director and Halo veteran. I mean, things got to be pretty bad, right? Why is he stepping away? I'm sure this breaks the morale of a lot of Halo fans and really tests mine. We've had a rough year, and I've just made a couple videos this year, which one I was talking about, like, I think 343 is still gearing up to talk about what is the future of Halo. I think they knew something was going to happen. We have Unishek that was asking us, like, hey, what do you guys want to see with Halo Infinite, current or future? We have the success of Forge. We have the early success of custom games, and hopefully the people that got fired at 343 are the people that were making the bad decisions from the beginning. But we also have Jason speaking to people at 343, right? And that they were hit hard. So no one has, several employees have said that they were hit hard. Employees are saying that, right? That is really unfortunate and rough that the studio is getting hammered when it's already so weak. And what this actually means, I don't know if even people that were hired, like Community, or people that were recently hired, like Fletch from Ultimate Halo, as well as Wing Time or Pixel Flare from Halo. We also have, I think, quite a few other people from the community getting hired at 343 just this past year. But I was really hoping that they would pick up the slack, right? But as this situation devolves into a more and more worrisome situation, it certainly does make me wonder what this all means. My good friend Alistair said the state of Halo Infinite is so upsetting because the story was fantastic and sets up the universe for new interesting things. But by the way of looks of it, 343's Layoffs, we're not going to see any continuation of it, at least in any traditional format. I think at this point, considering that Halo Infinite was developed over the course of like 4 or 5 years, and that it was already delayed and struggling for so long, and many people were let go throughout its progress. We also have issues of it just kind of weaning and weaning and weaning, and just getting becoming more and more of a concern, right? So let's look up the state of Halo. I think there was some people I wanted to read from. But anyway, the Halo community needs some straightforward honesty from Microsoft and 343 about a foreseeable future of Halo. Last time news hit this hard was when Chris Lee left. We know the state of the game was in then. Yeah, we know that this could be a serious issue, right? For at least the short-term future of Halo. I'd hope that they've been working on Tatanka and other pretty big things as of late, but right now it's just it's just not great. Let's see what I kind of wanted to see what Footed Ghost said. I think he said it's over. We've seen it many times, and Oh yeah, right here. He said, "OF, it's over." Joe Staton, who joined 343 in 2020, is leaving the studio to rejoin, yeah, Xbox Publishing. So, yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this news. I'm probably going to make a live stream and kind of dig more into it, but that's just kind of like the front page headline recap of it, of what is going on today. I'm sure the story is going to devolve and that there's going to be someone left at 343 to do some damage control, right? Some PR control. So yeah, right here, even back in August 26th, when Joseph Staten was hired, Duquesne shared this. Um, didn't remember this, but Joe was always on loan and was never permanent. Yeah, so he came back to get Halo on track, back on track. Um, and said that, Microsoft and 343 have confirmed that Joseph Staten will be returning home to Halo for a bit. He was never there. It was always alone, right? So he says, y'all know I'm an optimist and I'm always been worried about Halo Infinite after the initial release, but these layoffs like Joe Staten and other reports make me even more worried. Not just for Halo, but for all the devs and their families working on Halo. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And by the way, yes, Joe didn't get let go. He just moved to another studio. So he definitely wasn't fired. And I know he was doing well as far as PR and keeping Halo fans engaged and hopeful. But man, I remember saying just to my buddy Brendan the other day, if Joseph Staten leaves, that's gonna really damage the morale of a lot of Halo fans. A lot. So you guys let me know what you think about this. And yeah, he said apparently Joe said he was sticking around with Halo for the foreseeable future beyond the release. So yeah. Anyways, guys, you let me know what you think about this, and I'll catch you in the next one soon. And hopefully we'll have a little bit of a lighter tone, and I'll probably try to be a little bit more optimistic in my next one, as to encourage a little bit of optimism here, because we have seen a couple of these events before, just not in such a critical time. We need some good news, not another oof L, right?